Welcome back, everybody, to the Reality Scrapyard with Chad and Michael. My name is Michael, and I'm here with
Ooh, welcome to a special Halloween edition of the Scrapyard.
Just in
I'm
Time.
Chad, your spooky host. And what a night of frights we have. How was your Halloween, Michael?
It was honestly not too eventful. I didn't do anything. That might have been the most eventful thing that's happened because I wasn't expecting on November 7th or 2nd to do a Halloween special, but you know what?
Hey,
Treehouse of Horror, baby, we're here. Let's do it.
better late than never, you know. I almost showed up in costume.
What did you dress up as, Chad? Did you have a costume?
Sure. Last night I just wore out my Cobra. I have a Cobra Kai jacket here. I think I have it somewhere. Here,
Certainly.
go banter for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, I will set up what we are doing here tonight. As always, we're going to be bringing you guys power rankings of the cast to this point from where we see they stand. But also, we talked about it. I came up with some touchy subjects to give these players because while we do have the auction next week, we still don't have touchy subjects back in our Survivor Rolodex. So they're a little silly. Okay, they're it's not that serious. I will say though, I've been podcasting, and now I'm just really filibustering while Chad's gone. I've been podcasting for 3 or 4 years. This is my first time talking about reality shows officially on a podcast, and I just want to say I'm not prepared. Like I have to remind
All right, I'm
myself
back.
they're real people. Yes, Chad. Well, you
Yes,
look
I'm
great.
back.
That looks like is it a jumpsuit?
It's just a jacket. Here, I'll stand up and model it. But yeah, it's just
Okay.
just a jacket.
All right, I love it.
I bought it like at like Spirit Halloween. The season 1 of Cobra Kai came out, and it's just been my emergency costume ever since.
Yeah, I did not have a costume this year, and I really had to. It took me a second to throw one together, but I decided to go as Rick Grimes from The Walking Dead because
Oh, nice.
I had a sheriff's star, I had a plaid. It was really the easiest costume to put together. So
What's your favorite Halloween costume you've ever had?
here's the thing. So I had all like the kids Halloweens, right? But for a long time I didn't dress up. It wasn't until maybe a couple years ago that I really was like, it's time to be a Halloween person again. So I feel like I haven't had the opportunity to do like really awesome ones. I've got like two good ones I think I can say. I'm gonna say Balin from the Ahsoka show, and then
Nice.
they're Disney properties here. And then I was classic vintage Vision.
Interesting.
From
I like those.
WandaVision. Yeah.
I think my favorite costume I've ever had, I wore a blue t-shirt and a rubber chicken around my neck with a cord, and I went as chicken cord on blue.
Hell yeah. I
Yeah.
love to see that.
Yeah, and then I went as Randy Savage like 6 years in a row too. So
Yeah.
those are probably my two favorites.
You never did a Survivor costume, huh?
I have a blue button-up and a Survivor hat. I almost went as Jeff Probst for this. I
Yeah.
was debating.
I feel like there's definitely a handful of Survivor fans that could definitely pull out that costume in any given moment.
I mean, I
so.
can go change again. You want me to come back?
I think we're all right. I think we could get on with it.
I'll go whip one together really quick.
I was struggling to filibuster. I was saying, I'll tell this to you, Chad, because I was thinking about it, because I have been podcasting for a while, but never about reality TV. And I have to remind myself, the other shows that I covered, I would just make fun of the characters all the time. And like now
Yeah.
I realize there's a bit of a weight that I am talking about real people on a platform that have lives and opinions on things. So how do you feel about that? You don't give a fuck, do you?
I mean, I when covered reality shows and pro wrestling when I was in college, I think I kind of had that same view of I'm just a college student covering a TV show. But I do think, as somebody who, is now podcasting and has the potential, we've got people on this network who have played on this show before. So I definitely think for, in this type of atmosphere, I think you have to try to remember that they are real people because they are. But back when I was a podcasting baby, I didn't really care. And that's why Michael, we grow and we change and we get better.
Okay, well, Chad, let's talk about the episode a little bit. What did you think about this week? I feel like I don't know. There's a lot of takes you could possibly have. Anything controversial stand out to you?
I mean, I definitely think it was an action-packed episode. Um, I think I'm good with not splitting off into teams for the merge. I think I'm okay with just letting the merge happen. I mean, what they literally did was a reward challenge, and you could still do that. Like, that's just a reward that they went on, and you could have had the same exact twist and just had a reward challenge. So, but I mean, I don't know. I know that was a thing on Twitter. A lot of people were like complaining about because it's like, oh, it's not my merge, and like I get it because there is a lot of stuff about Modern Survivor that I think kind of annoys me as a person who savvies himself a Survivor purist. But it is what it is. I thought it was a really good episode. I thought this was probably my favorite use of safety without power that we've seen.
Like from a production standpoint or a player standpoint? Like, did you think
Player standpoint,
Okay.
production standpoint, maybe not so much, but player standpoint, really liked it. Thought it was a layup for her. I mean, that's easy because she was definitely gonna go home.
See, I want to go back to like the split tribal thing, and I feel like there was a point in my life, probably around Survivor Fiji, where we saw this twist for the first time that screwed Michelle Yee out of the game. Where I was like, that was unfair. This isn't Survivor. What's going on here? I will say,
That's
now that this happens every season, it doesn't bother me as much. It's part of the game,
yeah,
and it's like you have to be good with the majority of people in any given conglomerate that they come up with.
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think the first couple of seasons that they introduced this, where players were like so blindsided and caught off guard with it, I felt a little worse about it. But yeah, I mean, they've done this now for how many seasons in a row? Like some kind of twist now or some kind of thing for the merge. So it is what it is now. I don't really like it, but I mean, whatever. Survivor's gonna keep on rolling. I do feel really, 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 really bad for Tiana though. That was a brutal, brutal tribal council. I will say this though. Doesn't everybody want to make the merge?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, like isn't like I
what
really
about
want
all
to make
this?
the
What
merge.
about
I mean,
Asia?
same. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
what about all the people that came? What about that podcast guy that was first boot? Like, come on, like you
yeah,
did good. You did good.
yeah. But I thought it was fun. I love that they hit the advantage at the reward. And I love how Soul was just in front of it the entire time.
Yeah.
And I that man needs an Oscar for his performance at Tribal Council of just feigning stupidity or just feigning nothing. It's giving nothing. He was just it's
Yeah.
one of us. Who did that?
I mean, I think he did a good job of obscuring his reaction.
Yeah.
I guess is like if we're giving props anyway. I don't know that he was really like selling it. I did see a lot. I couldn't tell if people were trolling me a lot, but I saw a lot of give him the Oscar tweets for
Yeah.
sure. It's
Uh,
like, did he do a
but
lot?
but but overall, I really enjoyed the episode. I thought, I mean, it was an exciting episode of television, even if you weren't a biggest fan of the twist.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, Gabe was pretty lucky because I think he was probably on his way out the door if things went like a normal episode of Survivor would shake out.
Yeah, no, we talked about these exact outcomes last week. I think that's the cool thing about doing the power rankings is, I know for certain I had Gabe on the bottom, and I think I was looking at it as more so like, I think the other teams are going to come after him, but then Tiana right after. Like, we knew that this blue implosion was coming, even if it was forced. Here's my question to you, Chad. Was Rachel going to go home if she didn't play that?
I mean, everybody seemed pretty shocked when that happened, and everybody seemed like this was not what they were expecting. I in the first moment I thought no. I was like, oh, I mean, yeah, I think she was safe regardless. But I don't know. I think the more I watch it, the more I see everyone's genuine looks and reactions to it happening. I think she was gonna go home. I think she would have been voted out here.
Yeah, yeah, that's unfortunate. Would that have been the right move though? Because I do see a situation that they talked about in the episode all the time is, yeah, we should probably break up our group before they break us up.
Yeah.
Like you want to be in
No.
control of the downfall of your team, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if people are gonna start coming for us and this is gonna be imploded, I'm the guy pushing the detonation button. Like I'm the person who's gonna make the first move here. I 100% would have voted out Gabe here if I would have been part of this little group. I definitely would have flipped before any of this happened. But that's Survivor, you know. I mean, it shoulda, woulda, coulda. It didn't shake out that way because of the twist. But yeah, no, I definitely think getting rid of your own here is the move because, I mean, every single person would have came at this group as a threat. And, you know, I think it's one of those things. We've been watching Survivor for a long time. And not to sound, you know, this is going to sound really dorky, but and all of my experiences in these org games, too, where we play, like, whenever you have the numbers and you're in this situation, it's better to kind of get rid of one of your own here. Get some of the blood off of your hands a little bit by getting some blood on your hands, if that makes sense.
So we got a couple other things to do here today. Before we get to our power rankings, I am excited to get in to our touchy subjects. We teased this a little bit last week, and I've come up with a touchy subject for each person. They're kind of silly. I don't think you'd actually see these on the show, but I think that's the fun. Actually, I think one you might see on the show.
His biggest poser one? Isn't that a touchy subject that I had on the show?
I don't know. I don't know.
Isn't that what they had John Fincher as on Samoa? Didn't he get like biggest poser?
I thought he just said that.
No, I think that was one of the ones he got.
I need to rewatch Samoa. It sounds like okay.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Okay, so who do you want? Where do we go first? Is there somebody that you wanna? Are you excited to hear?
Do you want? How about this? How about we go through the list of touchy subjects, people, in the order of last week's list to refresh people of the list for last week.
Look at this guy.
Look at me.
I'm glad somebody thinks around here. That's cool.
It's all the candy I've been eating over the last couple of days.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. You're just running on the fumes.
What's your go-to Halloween candy? What's your favorite?
Reese's.
This is a Halloween special. Remember, we have to keep it relevant.
Ooh, yeah, I like Reese's.
Ooh. Reese's is a good one. Reese's is a good one. I mean that's honestly probably mine, but for the sake of you know a good argument, I'll counter with Skittles.
Okay, well I'll counter your candy question with another candy question. What's the best Survivor candy?
Ooh.
I don't know what that. What does that mean to you? Is it the best candy you eat while watching Survivor, or
I would take it as the type of candy I would eat when I'm watching Survivor.
See, I'm thinking of it like Survivor themed candy. So hear me out. Give me Almond Joy. You get your coconut in there. You know, I feel like that's a good island refreshing piece of candy to have.
I want a random chocolate bar to just show up out of nowhere and everyone argue over who brought it. That's what I want.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's my Survivor candy. I saw a thing on Instagram today or yesterday. It was from somebody who did like a Survivor thing for Halloween, and they carried around little fireball shooters on like popsicle sticks, and they said, in the game of Survivor, fire represents your life. And I was like, that is genius, and I will be doing that next year. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's not candy, but it's it's still tasty.
What are the
kind of is
like hot tamales almost? So
yeah.
Okay, well let's go ahead and recap the list here. And do you remember who we had?
I think snow caps is my candy I eat when I'm just watching Survivor though.
And then he goes to snow caps, which I would not have predicted being your Survivor candy, but okay.
Snow caps are good. What can I say? That's my movie theater candy too. That or Twizzlers, one of the two. But anyway, back on track.
Do you remember who was in last place? You put him there.
Of course I do. Big Andy.
Big Andy. Okay, so Andy's touchy subject is most likely to set up a whoopee cushion, but forget that he did and sit on it himself.
I think that's spot on, to be honest.
Yeah. See, I was trying to come up with
and then get mad when people laugh at him. And then get mad when people laugh.
This was
hey! Everyone does it.
I don't stand a chance. Vote me out.
Yeah. Oh, when so-and-so sat on the whoopee cushion, everyone loved it.
Everyone laughed. They thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. Everyone loved when John sat on the whoopee cushion. But when I sit on it...
Let's go to 11. I think I got another good one here. Most likely to get chicken tenders at a steakhouse goes to Sam.
That sounds that sounds pretty accurate too.
You know,
Yeah.
he's a pineapple fan now, I guess, since the merge. But you know, he seems
Yeah,
like a picky
yeah,
eater.
that's insane. How old is he? You've never had pineapple?
I don't think he's
How
that
old were you when you first had a pineapple, Michael?
I mean, I was a child.
A child.
Yeah.
I was no older than 5, probably.
Sam is like 23 or something, though.
That's crazy.
I don't know that at all. Hold on.
Do you like
Sam,
pineapple on pizza?
Survivor. No. Actually, I guess
No?
this
Okay.
this is where I got kind of say I don't like pineapple at all. Actually, I might be on the opposite end of the Sam spectrum here. He's 24.
Oh, so you've certainly had pineapple. You just
I've
don't
had
like
it.
it.
Yeah. And that's my rebuttal when people ask me if I like it on pizza. I just don't like it in general. So why would I like it on my
Yeah,
pizza?
sure. Sure. Yeah, yeah. I don't like beets on my pizza either, but that's more of just I don't like beets. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, exactly. I'll put mayo
yeah.
on my pizza. Okay.
Oh, if you put mayo on a pizza, I'll probably get off the podcast.
All right, let's go to our next person on from the bottom here is Sue, and I gave her the kid's mom's house in high school who lets you drink alcohol.
I don't know
Yeah.
how they're doing this. I don't know what's happening here. And then she's like trying to hide the bottles, but the parents come out
As
and
long
catch her
as you guys
red-handed.
don't drive, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We see you, Sue. You're not slick at all.
Yeah, listen, Sue. Listen, we love you. In fact, I'm willing to say, Michael, that I think I ranked her a little too low on this power ranking.
Oh, okay.
I
agree.
think
agree,
I think I
actually.
ranked her a little too low, and I think we'll find on this episode maybe she'll be a little higher.
There we go. Okay, let's go to Gabe next on the list. Most likely to be a reality show after show host. Yeah,
Okay.
I think he's coming on. I think he's he'll definitely be a guest at some point.
Sure.
Somewhere.
He seems like that's a good thing. He's fun. He seems like he's be really entertaining. And you know what? He's got an open invite in the Scrapyard whenever he wants.
Exactly. Welcome, Gabe.
Welcome.
Love to have you. Okay, let's go to Sierra next. A little behind the scenes. I did not have anything for Sarah. I couldn't think of anything. And then we had a conversation that led me to give her biggest poser. So,
Biggest poser. I was
No.
gonna say most likely to be forgotten to get a touchy subject.
that was my backup until we talked about posers for sure.
Yeah.
So
Which
nothing.
is probably not fair because I think Sierra's pretty good, but you
Yeah.
know, I get it.
Now I didn't give one to Tiana because I didn't think of her. She was
She got
eliminated.
voted out.
Yeah.
She got voted out.
You
Hers
know-
would be most likely to not be playing anymore.
Yeah, you're done. Actually,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Caroline. Most likely to remind the teacher that there was homework.
That checks out.
And
That
there's
sounds
really-
about right.
There's really nothing that she's done. It's just a vibe, you know? I just get that.
It's the vibe.
Like when the teacher comes in, you realize she doesn't remember that there was homework. She hasn't asked for it yet. I'm sitting there. I clearly didn't do it. And I look over and I just see Caroline. And I'm like, she's going to do
Yeah.
it. I know she's going to do it.
Yep,
It's that
yep.
vibe.
And then it's like 20 minutes before the bell rings, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to get away with it. And she's like, homework.
Yeah.
I get it.
Okay, let's go to next on our list. This is Kyle. This is actually the one that would probably be on the show, as well as Biggest Poser. I just gave Kyle most likely to get voted out next, and I don't care. That's kind of a spoiler for my power rankings, but I don't feel good about it. I do not feel good about it.
I mean, I think he's going to win another immunity.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think he'll go home. Yeah. And then get voted out. Yeah. I think he'll win one or two more, and then he'll go home.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay, let's go. Who's next? Wait, who have I not done? Saul? I don't know if I'm in order anymore, to be honest. I accidentally deleted my list, and I'm not going to undo it.
That-
But
that's
I know
okay.
who I haven't done, so Saul's next. I gave him the car curse, because I feel like if there were a car curse, he would be the victim of it. Again,
Ooh,
just
they
vibes.
should bring a car reward back.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And do you think Saul would win it, or who's most likely to win the car?
I think they would hide the keys on a tree and I think it would just be whoever noticed it while they were eating would be the person who would get the car, and Soul would be sitting in front of it.
That would, yeah, exactly. That'd be sick.
He'd turn around and be like, and then I see a car, and I thought, one of us won a car.
Wow, one of us won a car.
Whoa. One of us has a car now. It's one of us.
Okay, Teeny. I had Teeny on the list here. I gave Teeny, I don't know if it's just funny, but I gave her most likely to be on season 50.
Oh, yeah. No, I think that's accurate.
In hindsight, I'm looking at, maybe Sue could be a contender, Andy, Gabe.
I think Rome could be one, too.
Oh, that's crazy. That's so crazy to me.
What, you think Rome, you don't think, do you think it's crazy he'd be brought back from 50?
I'm still very much in the mind that they need to be bringing back older school players in general. And if we do bring back the new era people, I think you have to be really picky. I think you got to go for like the big stars, which would be like, I don't know, your Jesse, Carolyn, Jam Jam.
Yeah.
I don't know that Rome is on the list. Q even.
We should do a Survivor 50 Scrapyard Dreamcast.
Dude, I'm in it. I've actually already have a Dreamcast made. So
I think I have one laying around here somewhere.
Yeah,
I definitely made one.
This is what we do.
Survivor. This is what we do. This is what we do on the Scrapyard.
And now we do it for you guys to listen. So
yes. Thank you everybody for checking out the first episode. By the way, that was very nice of you. Yeah, we had a pretty decent some feedback. I think it went really well.
We came out late in the week. I think if we kind of keep the people are thank you guys for even like 1 day notice. Even you showed up for us. So awesome.
People are always down to scrap.
Yeah, exactly. Scrappy Doo is what they call me.
Scrappy puppy power.
Okay, let's go on to Rachel. I have her down as most likely to try to play Jeff's podium as an idol. Again, just a vibe. It's like Adam energy. The thinking outside the box a little bit.
Her should be most likely to... I don't know. I was going to say something to do with safety without power, but I don't know what we do there.
Most likely to be safe without power in any given... Okay,
What's next? What's the next one? Not all jokes are winners. It's okay.
This one's not great either, but I think it will hold true. Genevieve, we had her at number 1. I gave her most expensive cameo.
Oh, that's funny. Probably.
Yeah, I see it. I think
I don't know. I think Robe might take that one too.
Oh, really? Is he already on cameo? Was the question.
Ooh, that's a good question. Here, let me look it up.
Let's see if I can beat you.
Oh, game on.
Oh yeah, he's already on Cameo, baby. $50.
Nice.
$49.
$50?
Yeah, starting at $49.
Nice. Hey, that's what you can get me for Christmas.
Okay, yes. And you can get me, who's the most expensive one? I'm just kidding. We'll figure it out. Jeff Probst.
Is Jeff Probst done Cameo?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll get you a Rome Cameo, you get me Jeff Probst's job.
Okay, all right. I'll email production. I don't know if they'll value my opinion, but hey, you miss every shot you don't take. Michael Jordan, Michael Scott.
Yeah, I am a 2-time premier reality after show podcaster at this point. I mean,
exactly.
I'm as qualified as Rome. Okay, all right. Do you want to do some official power rankings now?
Yes. Our official Scrapyard power rankings. I went first last week, so you'll go first this week. That is, of course, rule number 75. And we don't make the rules here at this podcast. We just follow them. So
we don't make the rules. We just come up with them before we do the thing we're about to do. Okay. Sure. I've spoiled already. I think Kyle. I mean, again, I don't think that the implosion of his tribe has been great. I don't think he was an essential part of the core of that tribe to begin with. I think the immunity wins are going to make him a big threat. And you know what? He could win next week, and I would be on board with that. But he's going to probably be on the bottom most of the time until he's gone for this reason.
Yeah, I mean, that's, it's the double-edged sword in Survivor, I mean, you win a couple immunities, and then you start becoming a threat. So would not surprise me if he was in some hot water moving forward. But something tells me he's about to go on a run. So we'll have to
Okay.
see. My Michigan boy will not let us down.
And I had to put him last because I know you're gonna put him first just because he's from Michigan. So I'm like
Uh,
fighting against.
I mean, it's
I'm
probably smart.
I am like Michigan's mortal enemy. I'm here to.
You're Ohio State.
F you too, man.
I think on my list I had Gabe at our next spot.
Okay, I like it. I'm, yeah, I am
Yeah, I mean
close.
his name was being thrown about last week, and while I do think getting rid of a member of that original group, I'm so bad at remembering tribe names, so sorry everyone. Yeah, the Blue Tribe. The original Blue Tribe members. It's well, even though some of them got voted out, and I think he's got a little bit less of a threat on his hands now, I do think that there is still potential for a women's alliance. And Teeny was really adamant about that. She said that was like her entire goal for the season was to make a dominating women's alliance. So if I'm Gabe, I'm still not feeling too great. I think he's definitely still on the chopping block, and I think if not Kevin, then
Uh, yeah,
him.
I'm a little. I'm very
Or Kyle,
optimistic.
not Kevin.
Couldn't even pick up on that. Whatever, Kevin. What was I gonna say? I lost it. Here we go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to throw you off there.
Okay, I'll just go my next person. We're gonna go with. I feel like I'm picking on this guy because I put him down low last week. I'm doing it again, but it's another one that just feels like the writing is on the wall. And if it's not, this person's gonna be a great winner. I guess we can put it that way. But I'm gonna give it to Sam. I think socially, Sam's a threat. Physically, he's a threat. I think he's got the connections. I think that. In Survivor, perception is reality. It doesn't matter if Sam is running the game, but the fact that people have been saying Sam is running the game is not a good sign for Sam.
Yes, 100%. I mean, he's another guy whose name has come up early in the merge. He is likable. People seem to really vibe with him, and that is dangerous in Survivor, just like you said. So he is definitely. I had him slated in this exact same spot. So, however, that being said, I think Sam's thirst for trying strange exotic foods like pineapple at the age of 23 might be what keeps him around, his hunger for adventure. So I don't know, but I definitely have him here. I wonder what other I wonder what other fruits he hasn't tried. Do you think he's had like a mango?
Do you have it?
I mean, I'm sure probably somewhere. I mean, start naming fruits. I'll tell you if I've had them.
You know what? Here's one. I don't think I've ever had a pomegranate.
I've had a pomegranate.
I've had pomegranate things. I don't know that I've ever I know what a pomegranate looks like in my head, and I don't know that I've ever seen one in person. Like, right? I
Well,
mean, am I crazy?
for your birthday, I'll send you a pomegranate.
Okay. You
Yeah.
get the Rome cameo, I'll get the pomegranate. Sounds good.
Chad spent $50 on a cameo, and I got a pomegranate.
Yeah, appreciate it. Okay, who do you have next?
All right, next up on our Scrapyard Power Rankings. Now, this may be this may be a hot take, but we couldn't figure out where to give her. We couldn't figure out where to put her for touchy subjects. But I know exactly where to put her on this ranking. I'm putting Sierra here.
Okay. You know what? I actually had Sierra in the same spot. I think we're starting to align a little bit more.
Great minds think alike, Michael.
Yeah, yeah. I will say I'm a little bit more concerned for the rest of the men left, but I agree. Any other thoughts on this spot here for her?
However, that being said, I think it has a potential to be much like being in the middle of Survivor is good. I think it's kind of good to be in the middle of the Scrapyard rankings too, because we're going off of our apparent chances, in my opinion, probably are threat levels, are people who have the best shot at winning as it stands right now. And so Sierra being, closer to like the bottom / middle of this little ranking here, that shows that she has the potential to move up or move down, and I think she has the potential to improve these rankings. I think she has a pretty good social game. I think she can maneuver in really well, and I think if this women's alliance comes into play, I think she'll have the potential to go very far. It just depends on if that actually happens or not. And she is still tied to Sam, so you have to see how she plays that, because if Sam's a threat and she's close to Sam, that she could get some stray votes coming her way, and so it's not a death sentence to be this part in the rankings for Sierra. In fact, could be a blessing in disguise.
I will say, if Sam goes next week, boom, up the rankings for me.
Yeah,
I'd say
100%. She should vote Sam out.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of controversy about the new era and voting out your allies, but I mean, I think this is like the prime example of when you should probably cut the bait.
Yeah, yeah. I think sometimes obviously I'm loyal. I'm a day oneer. Michael, I would never vote you out, but
Yeah, appreciate
sorry,
that.
Sam.
It's Jonny Fairplay, reality TV icon, Survivor Hall of Famer, and I'm talking today about Work Money. Work Money is a non-profit organization that focuses on lowering costs and raising incomes for all Americans to make American life more affordable and American families more economically secure. They provide products, services, perks, benefits, tips, and tools to help members improve their financial lives. It's time to level up and make more money in this economy. We're talking getting rich. Now, this sweepstakes is giving away $50,000. You can use this to pay your rent, your mortgage. Imagine what you can do with all the money that you'll save. Now, this is put on by Work Money, and this site has all these sick benefits, and it's free. Go sign up right now and get more rich. Now, listen, you can change your life. Now, what would you do if you didn't have to pay your rent or mortgage for a year? Listen, sign up right now for free. Link is available right here in the show notes. Check them out. Personally, I'd get more pinball machines. I'm Jonny Fairplay. I wouldn't lie about that. It's Work Money. More money.
Okay, let's go on to the next person on my list. We're going to continue with the S names, I suppose. And it sucks because I think this person has gone up a little bit for me, but also, kind of in that middle spot that you mentioned. It could go good or it could go bad, depending on how the Women's Alliance goes, but I think Saul is capable of doing well, but I do have a little bit of a concern for him. So I'm going to stick him in the middle here with Sierra.
Wow. We are once again in lockstep, because this is where I had Saul. I think Soul is another one of those people who I think has a lowered threat level, but I think it's because I think people think he's a GOAT. And I don't know why I think that. I think Soul is smart, and I think Soul has a good strategic read in the game, but I just think he lacks the social capita in Survivor right now to really make a lot of things happen. I think the Rome vote was obviously a majority unanimous vote, and he didn't really have any say in this vote other than who to give safety without power to, which is huge, and Soul should definitely tell her that he did that. But again, if that gets out, how do you maneuver that? And I don't know if he has the chops to maneuver it. But we'll have to see. I'm excited to see, and I hope he proves me wrong.
I don't know if it's a hot take, actually. This could be a cold take. It's just a different take than yours. I don't think he should tell her. I don't think he should tell anybody. I think this is a similar situation to where, like a hidden immunity idol. You just don't tell people. Even when you trust somebody or you're trying to gain their trust or, gain some maneuverability, it's always better to keep your secrets in Survivor. That's
so you wouldn't say anything?
I don't think I would keep that in my back pocket for Final Tribal Council, because I think the best person that helps is maybe your connection with Rachel, but Rachel's also going to have in the back of her mind, if I go to the end with this guy, all he can say is, well, she wouldn't be here if it weren't for me because of this, this, this. And, I just think it's better to minimize your threat level as much as possible. I mean, it's the same thing with Marianne pulling out her idol at Final Tribal. She didn't have to do that. She could have told people, but she didn't. She saved it for that moment. And I think that would be a really great reveal to have at FTC for sure.
No, I mean, I don't hate that because yeah, I mean, you're right. She says, or Cell says, yeah, you're only here because of me at the perfect scenario of final tribal council. I mean, how do you rebut that? Like, you don't. So, I mean, no, I think that's a good read. Actually, I don't think that's a hot take at all. I think that might be the take, Michael.
Okay.
I think that might be the take.
The number one, the one of the week.
Yeah, you get the Scrapyard take of the week, everybody.
Let's
That's
go.
our brand new our brand new segment for the podcast.
Don't you guys
so
love
far,
this podcast where the points are made up and the rules don't
yeah,
matter?
we're like the Whose Line Is It Anyway of Reality After Show. Who would you be? Can I be Colin Mockery? I know I
don't
have more
actually
hair
know
than
their
him.
names. I wasn't a loyal watcher. Who am I?
I love that
You
show.
can say it, and I wouldn't be offended.
Well, if I'm Colin Mockery, I think you could be Ryan Stiles.
Colin Mockery's not a real name, is it?
It is. He's the bald guy.
No, that's his stage name. Mockery?
Yeah, I mean, it's
He's
not
up there doing
spelled.
comedy?
It's not spelled like Mockerer. I think it's spelled a little bit like Moch something, but yeah, his last name is Mockery. We should do us a Whose Line Is It Anyway rewatch podcast.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if that would actually be entertaining, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
We should have a Scrapyard hoedown. You want to have a Scrapyard hoedown?
Sure. I'm still trying to figure out if this is his real name, and it looks like it is, so I'll fuck off, I guess.
Yeah, you be Ryan Stiles.
Okay, let me go ahead and
Yeah.
Google that one while we're at it. Ryan Styles. Let's see, is he?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's a goofy one on that show. I guess they all are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, where are we at with this list? Are you next?
Unless you can sing randomly,
No,
then you could be Wayne Brady.
Let's Google Wayne Brady. I don't think I'm Wayne Brady. Wayne Brady. Okay,
That's fair. No one's Wayne Brady. But anyway,
only
we're getting
Wayne
off
Brady.
track.
Yes.
We got to stay on track. People come to the Scrapyard for a structured discussion.
Absolutely. That's what they're here
Yeah.
for.
Exactly. People don't care about banter. They want to hear our Survivor analysis.
Yeah, they want to know who's in fifth place on our power rankings on a podcast. Of
They're
two
losing
guys that
sleep
don't
over
know.
it. They're staring at their computer screens waiting for the podcast to come out.
Exactly. Okay, Chad, who do you have next?
I'm next, right?
You are definitely next.
All right. I have Caroline here.
Okay. I don't hate it. I think we're getting to the point where it's not really an insult to be here on this list. I think Caroline's playing a great game. I will say,
Me too.
I think we saw like the crack in her armor a little bit this week, where she's actually a kind of an emotional player. I can see her playing with her heart more than I expected her to. Just given that the Tiana vote was so hard on her, it seemed like. So I don't know what that really means. Does that mean she can connect really well with people, or does that mean she doesn't have what it takes? I don't know. You be the judge, but that was just my read.
I mean, no, I think I pretty much had that same read. I think, how she maneuvers moving forward here. I think it was a bit of a misplay on her end, personally. Well, actually, no. I guess I can't say that because she ended up voting out Tiana and that group split up. But I just don't think... I don't think she would have. I think she was looking to stay with the numbers there, and I think that's just and maybe I'm wrong. I'd love to hear what she says next week about it, but because I mean she was one of the people who seemed originally open to voting with Gabe or voting against Gabe, which is why I thought, oh, she'd be open to play ball, and maybe she was, and I just a misread on my end, but it's just that reaction when the safety without power played, everybody seemed to be like, oh no, now what do we do? Which is not something you do when the person you didn't plan on voting for is no longer there.
Right. And no, those are all good points. I think there's a lot to be told with her story still. And I will say what's interesting is she's always kind of been against Gabe. Like the first conversation we ever see them have, maybe episode 1 or 2, she's like, who is this guy? He's like showing me his idol, like and like really just playing full force at me. So I think that she's always had that in mind, that she's down to cut Gabe. My problem is if she does have that gut feeling, which you have to value your gut out there. If she has a gut gut feeling, I value her gut feeling. And if her gut feeling is saying don't trust Gabe and she's not making the move against Gabe, I think that's a bad sign.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
you gotta listen. You gotta listen to yourself. I mean, Survivor, I mean, it's just a game of reads and how well you know people. And if you don't think you have a person's trust, why keep them around?
Okay. I will go next here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the final man on the on here. I had Andy higher last week, actually. He's dropped a little bit more, but yeah, I think Andy. Again, this is one that can go a lot of different ways. Here's my problem, and Chad, I want to get your input on this. Is I'm having a hard time looking at the game objectively without thinking about the edit. And I think looking at the game objectively, I don't know that Andy is in a great spot, but I love his edit. I think the edit is telling me he's gonna do really good. So what do I do there?
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, but I kind of feel the same way. Like, I watch Andy and I'm just like, this kind of seems like somebody who's gonna make the finale. Maybe he doesn't win, but maybe he's a no-vote finalist, or maybe he does. Who knows?
And
I don't know.
He's got this new connection with Genevieve. I think Genevieve
this was a good episode for him.
Who we consider to have the most power in the game, who we still kind of believe has a lot based on how she's not been said yet. I think that's only good for him. Maybe I had him too low. I don't know.
I had him third.
Okay.
Which I had him dead last week. So
big jump.
Big
Way
jump.
to go, Andy.
Probably our Scrapyard jump of the week, of course.
I love that award. Thank you for mentioning that. I almost forgot that we did that.
Listen, someone has to, right? I mean, that's my job as the host. I gotta remember. You can see the trophy behind me. It's sitting over there. It's just waiting.
That looks like an Oscar. What is that?
Yeah. Oh, you want me to go get it? It's
sure, I guess. First, we're doing Halloween costumes. Now we're doing trophy show and tell. It's just a person. It must be like a debate speech, is my guess.
It's a trophy I won.
Best lover. What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that.
My ex-girlfriend got me this trophy.
Okay.
So.
Wow, Chad, the flex.
Listen, and people are asking, why do you still have the trophy? But, we don't make celebrities give back Oscars.
No, absolutely. You won that fair and square.
I won this fair and square. I thanked the Academy, and now I'm going to keep it forever.
Chad Pickle, best lover. Interesting.
Interesting.
They're really getting to know us here in the audience here today.
Hey, listen, this is what we do in the Scrapyard.
Okay, speaking of lover, who's your number 4?
Who is my number 4? Alrighty, who is my number 4? I think I'm going to put Sue here.
Okay. I had Sue at 3, but fair.
Yep, I'm going to have Sue here. She definitely moved up the rankings as well. I don't know what to think about Sue, and I'll be honest. I mean, there's a part of me who thinks she is not playing well. But I honestly kind of think she recovered very well for the little red paint slip-up. She was quite literally caught red-handed, and from this episode, people talked about it still, but no one seemed to really hold it against her. And so, if she's able to overcome that, and just lay low, or just be, even just the rest of the game moving forward, just be what you are already, which is just Sue, I think Sue has the potential to go very far.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's very similar to the Sam and Sierra connection. I think the biggest difference is obviously I don't think they're on people's radar as much, but they definitely are, behind the scenes at least, a close enough pair like those other two, Gabe and Sue. So the thing I like about Sue is the fact that Gabe does have all this dirt on him that people are talking about. They view him as a threat. He's shady. I love the fact that Sue is behind him. So
yeah.
in my perspective, if they ever want to come after that side, that duo, you have to go after Gabe first, I would think. And I think that just automatically puts Sue in a better spot for me.
I think that's why that group is so advantageous for Sue, is because Sue knows that even though there was literally red paint on her hands, there will be no blood on her hands if they start coming for this little group, because Gabe is the outright upfront face and the vocal you know, I don't want to say leader, but the vocal like face of this little group. And so, yeah, like I said, I think she has the potential to really. I think she could go far. I would even have her potentially sitting at the finale, maybe with Andy as 2-0 vote finalists.
Oh, don't say that. Who would win in that? Well, whatever. We'll go.
Well, there'd be one other person sitting there with her, and I think
Right.
it would be the combination of one of these two women.
That's fair. That's fair. Speaking of, I will say for the official number 3, I'm going to put Rachel. And to be honest, I feel good about Rachel. I think that she has the connections with the women. I think she's in good standing with her tribe. I don't think she's the biggest threat from her tribe. These are all, points in the category of Rachel. My big thing is, where does Rachel go after this advantage play, right? Like, if she's aware that everybody was just about to vote her out, and they are aware that she is aware of that, that's going to make them not want to work with her. I think that she is, obviously amongst the 3, I think that she's the most likely to get targeted, but I think those are the reasons why, and I just don't know where it's going to go after the advantage play.
I think it depends. I think it all comes down to, will the certain members of this potential alliance, are they strong enough socially to fix these issues and kind of put out these fires that are going on here, such as like, a teeny and I think they can, I mean, I think that they are pretty good socially, and I think when it all comes down at the end of the day, I think that they know that this dominating women's alliance could run the game. And I think, this was such a weird circumstance as far as like who to vote for this tribal council. I mean, it's no matter what, you make the merge, and if people I knew since the beginning of the game told me, hey, let's just stick together for another round, make sure we're at the merge, and then whatever happens, happens. I mean, I don't hate that. If it guarantees me merge, in that moment, maybe I swing that way too. It's maybe it wasn't the smart move if every single person is there voting at tribal to stay together, but that wasn't the case for this time around. And it's either make it and fight another day or go home pre-merge. So I think in that scenario, I definitely think you could argue why you would want to stay blue strong.
Yeah, fair. So I guess that leads me to give a number 2 and then ultimately the number 1. I feel like we have the same 2, right? Top 2?
Oh, yeah, certainly. I have
Yeah.
Teeny at 2.
Exactly. Yeah, Teeny's 2. Teeny's 2.
Yeah. I love Teeny. She's my winner pick. I think she still is probably my winner pick. But I do think there is one other person playing this game better. But Teeny is still just awesome. I mean, she seems like just a delight to be around. I think she's well liked on this cast, and I think she has the strategic savvy with her to really maneuver this merge. And whether or not she is the queen of the next Black Widow Brigade, or whether she isn't, I think she has the capability to go very far and to potentially win this game. I love Teeny. I mean, I stand Teeny.
Okay, I've got a comparison that I don't think you're prepared for.
Hit me with it.
Teeny reminds me of Tony Vlachos. I feel
Oh.
like I think there is a.
I was not prepared for that.
I didn't think so. I think there's a formula to both of their games, right? And it starts off with little baby steps, fumbling, learning how to walk, messes something up. Oops, I accidentally told this guy about your idol. Oops, I got caught in a spy check. I feel like she has like kind of the haphazard gameplay that Tony has, but also has the social ability and the approachability and the trustability of somebody like Tony, where people actually relied on Tony a lot. They needed Tony in the game, especially in Winners at War. So I think Teeny kind of fits that mold of like, yeah, she's probably, she's going to like kind of stumble her way through the game, but she still has the charisma to pull it out.
That's a crazy comparison. But I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Listen, Tony Vlachos is probably my favorite player of all time. So, comparing Teeny to Team TV, those are some big shoes to fill.
Team
But
Teeny.
listen, yeah, Team Teeny. Listen, hashtag Team Teeny. Who knows? Maybe she wins this season, gets brought back for 50, goes home the second episode of the second boot of the premiere, and then wins Winners at War 2. Maybe that's the trajectory of
I'd love to
see
it.
me and you both.
Okay.
But the issue is hopefully she's playing, one of us at season. Yeah, I guess at this point, would Winners at War be season 80 at this point?
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess so.
But here's her biggest thing. I think she's got a buzzsaw in her way, and her name is Genevieve. I think Genevieve is so good.
Genevieve is awesome. I love Genevieve. She is just. I'm gonna give a comparison here. She's giving Kim Spradlin vibes.
Yeah, I see it. I definitely see that.
She is. I mean, she has everybody right where she wants them, and she's good at challenges. She's smart. She has good game knowledge, like to go out and get that buoy in the water that everybody else just ignored. She didn't. She went out and she got it, and that's just, in my opinion, that's what makes you that separates the Survivor player from the good to the great, are those people who are able to just think, and even something as simple as going out in the water and finding a buoy. Clearly, that is the move to make. But the fact that she made it and no one else does tells me that wasn't maybe the no-brainer decision that somebody who, covers this like we do would think.
Yeah, no, I think that I think there are a lot of players we've mentioned, like Teeny. I'm like, oh, she's got the charisma, but, she might not be, I feel like everybody has, like, their pro, but also the con. I don't see the con in Genevieve's game. I don't think that she's made a misstep since. Also, another thing is, I mean, obviously, we came into the merge. It was still very much heavily focused on the original tribes. This episode was still very much focused on it because we had this weird swap. But I will say, she's like the one person that has really made a notable connection outside of her tribe. Who am I missing? Somebody else had to have done it, but the fact that she was able to reach out to Andy and build this bridge, I think that's I'm sure everybody's making those connections. We're not seeing them all, but the fact that we are seeing Genevieve do that feels substantial. I feel like it's going to play off. I feel like it's smart, and she seems to be the only one playing like that right now.
To take somebody who, like Andy, who is an emotional player, a paranoid player, and who seems like they have to, I don't want to say be coddled, but they have to be reaffirmed, right? And I feel like those are one of those players that, behind the scenes that we're not seeing, I feel like Genevieve is constantly probably, reaffirming those relationships. And for somebody like Andy, you have to, but Andy seems like the type of person who, once he's your ride or die, would have your back until the end. That's just the vibe I'm getting from him. Just make sure you cheer when he cuts open coconuts, and I think I think you'll be just fine. But I think that duo has the potential to go very far.
Yeah. That's right there. I'll recap real quick. We have, from back to front, Kyle, Gabe, Sam, Sierra, Sol, Caroline, Andy, Sue, Rachel, Teeny, and Genevieve.
That's a solid list. That is a phenomenal list. In fact, some would say, Michael, that it is a banger of a list.
Let's go. I think we know. I feel good about this. I feel better about it. As the numbers get down, I think the dynamics are more apparent, and looking forward to do this all these other weeks. It's only going to get more fun.
As far as next week's episode, my Paramount Plus app, it said, stay tuned for scenes for the next episode, and then immediately ended and went on to the next show. So I have no idea what the scenes for the next episode are, but I'm looking forward to it. Any insight you could give me, Michael?
I'm trying to remember now. I know I watched it. I don't think it was I think it was just one of those ones that's like, everyone's like, what's going on? Oh! They're just like close-ups of people being shocked. I don't think there was anything.
I'm so confused.
Oh, you know what it is?
Yeah.
You know what's back? The auction, baby. Auction's
next week. Nice! The auction's
go.
Back. Oh, should we have a Scrapyard auction?
I was just thinking that. We have to. We just did touchy subjects. I don't know how we do this, but
I don't know how we would either.
We'll both come in with different concepts of an auction game, and we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Maybe it'll be like The Price is Right or something, but with auction Survivor items.
What if we were to do an auction draft of the remaining players? We have a set amount of money, we can only bid as much, and we build our draft team from there.
No, I love that. That's definitely what we could do.
Hell yeah, I think we figured it out. Look at us.
Yeah, look at us. Every single week, we just come up with it that week before. It's easy. Podcasting's easy.
Yeah. I can't wait to put 500 down on Genevieve immediately. The rest. I'm kidding. I would never do that.
I'll throw all my money down, and then we'll have to draw rocks.
Yeah, uh-oh. Uh-oh, sorry,
Should
I want the advantage at the end.
Listen,
It was obviously an advantage.
and then I have no money, and I have no one else left except for Genevieve. But honestly, I'll take it.
Yeah, there you go. What else, Chad? What else before we close out of here tonight?
I mean, make sure you follow on Twitter, at Chad_talks, 810. That would be me. You can follow Mike. Well, I guess I'll let you plug your own Twitter. I don't need to do it for you.
Yeah, I'm Twitter, but also I probably use Instagram more. If you want to hit me up on Instagram, at the Michael O'Rear on Instagram,
Nice.
and Twitter, and TikTok, and Letterboxd if you guys have that. You a Letterboxd
Ooh.
guy?
I am not a big Letterboxd guy, but one of my best friends is on Letterboxd all the time. Any movie he's ever seen, he has a Letterboxd review for.
So, well, I don't have the reviews, but I've definitely logged all the movies I've seen. So
Yeah.
it's fun. If you're into movies, check out Letterboxd, and then follow me. Create an account, follow me, delete that. We're good.
Yeah, exactly. And make sure you tune in to all of the shows that the Reality After Show have on their network. You can find them where all podcasts are available: YouTube, Spotify, everywhere. Check us out. We've got good content, great content, even some would say.
And what's
in fact,
crazy
all
is
would
if
say.
they're listening to this without listening to everything else, right? Like, because we're good,
Listen,
but
yeah.
come on. I mean,
Listen, there might be somebody listening to this, but no one else. I think I probably have
Hi, Mom.
probably
Hi,
have a
Mom.
relative.
You're the
Yeah,
one.
exactly. Hi, Mom. Yeah. Click on all the other shows, Mom. Kelly Wentworth has a pretty good Survivor podcast. If you
Okay.
like our content, you'll love that.
There you go. Perfect. Chef's kiss.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, that will do it for us. Mike, I hope you enjoyed our Halloween episode of the Scrapyard.
Yes, I did. We did so much spooky stuff.
We did so much spooky stuff. I don't know how you'll ever top this as far as a Halloween episode goes.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll have to wait and tune in and see us next year when we do the Scrapyard Halloween Part 2. Until then, everybody, I'm Chad. This is Mike, and stay scrappy. Do you like that? Is that something we could do?
Yeah,
Do we like stay scrappy?
Stay scrappy, yeah.
Stay scrappy.